Hi, this is Cherise Gilliam, and I'm here in Hustlepreneur Studios, and today is Chit Chat with Cherise. And I'm so super excited to talk to my new guest, Robin Libby, and she will be here to tell you all about her fantastic business. So, Robin, let's just jump right in. I like to kind of skip some of the formalities so that my guests get all the nuts and juicy parts of what they really want to learn from you. So, first, just tell us a little bit about who is Robin Libby and why are you doing what you're doing?
Well, I am a professional makeup artist, licensed cosmetologist. So a little bit, well, in a nutshell, I became licensed as a cosmetologist a long time ago. And then I had a very big family, and now it's my time to come out and do my thing. So I started training in 2018 to be a professional makeup artist to really finalize and tweak all of the knowledge that I know that I could acquire. And I am more than honored to be able to work with women to help them feel more confident and beautiful.
I think that is like an awesome, amazing thing. So I'll tell you, way in the beginning days of my career, I used to work with young women and try to empower them to feel more beautiful. Now, I don't wear makeup. Today I put on, well, I won't say most days I don't wear makeup, but when I do wear it, it's mostly like an eyeliner and a mascara, which is what I have on today. Um,
Yeah.
so I don't have any clue about makeup, right? uh,
Mhm.
Whenever I got into big ceremonies, I had to be somewhere. I'd go down to the mall and have them put on my makeup and everything beforehand. But I think that if that's something that you enjoy doing, you should do it if it makes you feel very good about yourself, right? But
Mhm. Mhm.
give me a little bit. What would you say to people who make makeup become who they are? Like they don't go
Mhm.
anywhere without it. They're ashamed if they don't have it on. When does wearing makeup become a bad thing?
That's so funny because I'm doing a live about that, why you shouldn't wear foundation. And
Mhm.
that is going to be a big part of it. Um, and so basically, oh gosh, how do I even say this? Part of the reason why I chose going in this direction of cosmetology when I was able to go back into it was because of listening. I was in an image class. Huh, my third son's 23, so it was 23 years ago. So I was there, and this lady stood up after going through the class, most all of it, and she was in tears. And she stood there, and just like what you just said, she said, I don't let anybody see me without makeup, ever. Not my husband, not my kids. She
Wow.
said she got up in the morning before anybody got up, put her face on, waited till everybody went to bed, including her husband, and took it off. She did that day in and day out. And she was a middle-aged lady, so she'd been married for a while and teenage kids, and nobody had ever seen her without makeup. And that day, my heart broke. And I knew
Yeah.
that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to inspire people to realize, and that they are beautiful, that they are worthy, and they are valuable. Um, I have a big emphasis on skincare as well,
Hmm.
because that same idea, it's always also because of that broke my heart when I see people slapping it on because they feel like they have to wear a mask. I
Right.
personally think you should look about the same no matter where you are, whether you have makeup on, whether you don't have makeup on, you're at the grocery store, the library, at home, you should still look like somebody can recognize you.
Right.
And and I also think, that's so important for business women too. So that's another story, but it's the same idea because I feel like that just shows how confident you are with yourself. And I hope I'm making sense, but
No, I think
I
you're
have.
making perfect sense. Now, I will be honest with you. I'm not a big hair care person either. So, um, I used to go get my hair done at a salon every week since I could remember. And then prior to COVID, I kind of just decided I'm going to go au natural. This is au natural. Okay, let me tell you, not the greatest look. This is not the greatest look. So I probably could do a little better than this, but this is literally like me getting ready 5 minutes ago. So I probably could put a little bit more effort into it, but I just don't know what to do with it because I don't know products and all that kind of stuff. But I think that when you're in business, you do need to have an image, right? And
Yes.
you do need to
Yeah.
project confidence, but it doesn't mean it's
Hmm.
tied to makeup and hair always. You could
No.
project confidence in pajamas and a hot mess with, coffee in your hand. But I think to build to that point, people expect to see us a certain way, right? Now, Oprah
Hmm.
could walk out
Yes.
and with hair not done, no makeup, in pajamas, and we're okay with it. But she's already built an empire.
Right.
How do you still project confidence when you don't have an empire, but you don't want to be balled and chained to this routine of hair and makeup and, you know, attire and
It's so funny you say that because I am your workout pants, sweatshirt wearing, ball cap wearing mom. I,
right.
I have done lives like that with no makeup, and that's where I really feel skincare is so big. Like if you
Mhm.
have a good skincare, I think of skincare of how I eat. Like I do eat some bad things, but I really try to make sure that I'm eating fairly healthy and I'm taking my nutrition
Right.
very well, as well as my skin. But I think that there's a lot to what you just said, and there's a lot that maybe I can't unravel with that per se, because I'm not a life coach, which I think is phenomenal. Um, but I think every woman is beautiful. My philosophy is every woman is beautiful, and it's my job to help reveal it.
Yeah.
When people have healthy skin, which by the way, your skin is beautiful.
Now, and
I
I'll
was
tell you,
noticing.
I will be honest with you. I've heard that all my life, and I have to say thank you very much. This is genetics, right? I'm very blessed to be part of a family that they have very good skincare. I was looking at my aunt who was 74 the other day, and someone could not believe she was 74, and I was like, no, I can't either. Just her skin is so tight and everything. But I will tell you, my routine for my skincare has been this. My mother gave me a jar of Pond's when I was 9. You know, Pond's, it's actually a makeup remover, right? I didn't know it till like years later. I actually looked at the jar and it says makeup remover, but I was 9. So I used
Mhm.
water and then I moisturize. I use water to clean my face and I use Pond's to moisturize my face and
Mhm.
neck and whatever. And then of course, I probably could do a little better with the rest of my body because I don't put a lot of moisturizers on my body, but I should. But that's it. I
Mhm.
got water and Pond's. Is that terrible? Is that like the worst routine ever?
Do you want a real answer?
Yes, I do.
Well, my personal opinion, I mean, again, your skin looks terrific. And you're very blessed to have that hereditary. I wasn't
Yeah.
so lucky. I mean, my mom did look young for a long time, but I had 7 kids. And so my skin went like this 7 times. So
Yeah.
if I wasn't using proper skincare, my skin would be down to here, I think
Right.
my chin and my neck. So the thing is I really like to come to the fact of having healthy skin. You really need to be cleansing twice a day with a proper
Wow.
skincare, nothing harsh.
Right.
It can be lightly sudsy to more sudsy. It kind of depends on what's in it. There's lots of ingredients you don't want in it. You don't want any phthalates or parabens or anything, some of those things that are toxic or cancer causing or endocrine disrupting.
Right.
Um, Also, your fragrances are a big deal too. Um, but cleansing twice a day, and if nothing else, moisturizing twice a day. I do recommend a
Wow.
toner, but at least the two, and exfoliating at least once a week, but not a harsh exfoliator. There's a
Yeah.
lot out there that are really rough, and that just eventually will cause scarring. And you may not see it now, but you will later. Everything shows up when we're older.
No, it
It's
does.
not good.
And I swear, I've got like a couple mold dots somewhere in there because they're starting to come out too. But I'll tell you this scrubber that, again, my mother, we just a hereditary thing. So she used to take sugar in water and we would do the sugar scrubs long before they were popular. But then I
Mhm.
found an apricot scrub probably in my high school years. And I use that probably once a year. Like sometimes it'll take me so long to use it that when you go to open it, you can smell it like went bad. So I have to go buy a new one because it took so long to use it. But I don't do many
Yes.
scrubs. I do them sometimes, but not maybe once a year. So I'm like completely got a terrible routine.
Yeah.
I don't scrub twice a day. I don't moisturize twice a day. I use water. No soap. I use no soap at all on my face. But
That's okay.
now that I have eyeliner and I have on a mascara, I will use a this is so terrible. I use the little baby wipes. I use the baby wipes to take off this makeup. Is that horrible? Is baby wipes the worst thing you can use for taking off makeup?
That's so funny because that was going to be a topic I was going to talk about at another time on one of my lives. I was thinking of what things I could talk about. Well, so if you do absolutely nothing else, makeup remover wipes, baby wipes, at least do that. At
Yeah,
least do that.
yeah.
The thing is it doesn't remove everything.
Okay.
So you're going to have residue on your lashes, especially if you use waterproof, and
Uh-huh.
that will actually make your lashes more brittle
Mm.
and more breakable, more short. You may not see as many lashes there as you used to a few years ago because it's damaged the lashes. As far as leaving the makeup on the skin, what ends up happening is that you're still leaving a residue of makeup on the skin. Whether you see it or you don't see it, it is still there, but it's being pushed into the pores. It's the top part's being removed, but you're doing that and it's not taking it all off.
Right.
Eventually what happens is what I found, like, so with one of my mom, actually, she looked young forever. And then I couldn't get her, you know, sometimes, the plumber, things don't work
Yeah,
and they don't
absolutely.
always listen to
Absolutely.
you.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it's like, I told her for a long time, you got to hydrate, mom, you got to do this. Well, it caught up with her. And that's kind of what happens. That's not a singular event. That happens across the board with people, except for maybe your wonderful aunt you said that had,
No, but
or was
she
it?
probably does all the right things. Like she uses moisturizer, she hydrates, she drinks
Oh, good.
so much water. I don't drink any water.
Mhm.
All my water comes out of this coffee mug. Right? I don't drink any water. But again, I probably will at 74, I probably won't look like her because I don't do all those things that she has been doing for, a long time. She uses plenty of
Yes.
moisturizer. Now she doesn't wear any makeup. That's true. So that's a difference because you don't have all that other stuff being put into your skin. Whereas if you
Yeah.
moisturize and you hydrate and you cleanse and you scrub, then you don't have the extras. Right.
Right, right. But it also comes from obviously what you eat, and that's
Right.
great that she drinks water. That's a big part of it is your gut health. And as far as the skin, a lot of times when things purge out of the body, they're coming out our back and our face. So they show up there. Um, but yeah, nutrition is huge. But yeah, I was going to say the environments. That's the other thing. Touching your face, your cell phone,
Yeah, I'm
being
bad
up
with
next
that.
to your
Which is
skin.
why I didn't wear makeup early on because I'm like I would be those people who would touch their face and it'd be on their keyboards, their desk. That if I talk to you, I'd have smudges all over. Because I touch my face so much. Um, so I didn't wear makeup because I was like, oh my God, it would just be everywhere. Do you remember there was a T-shirt that said I just bumped into Tammy Faye Baker? Do you remember that T-shirt? And it had like an
Yes.
imprint of her face on it because she had so much makeup on, rest her soul, right? But it was,
Yeah.
that's how I felt like, oh my God, all this just comes off everywhere. So let's talk about people with bad skin, right?
Okay.
What do you do about pores, like those black acne dots that you see what people will have in their skin? And I'm sure believe it or not, you think it's not in there, but you're right, it's in there. I did one of those little things where you put the pores across your nose and you leave it and then you peel it off and they show you all the gook that comes out of your pores, right? I bought one of those for my daughter and I played with it. So
Yeah.
do you think that's a good idea to get those like deep pore removers? What do you do for makeup and people with like a lot of acne or pores issues?
For makeup or skincare? I'm sorry.
For both, for makeup and skincare.
Okay. Well, for foundation and makeup, like the one I'm wearing right now, this one is water-based. This is actually made for on camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's an HD foundation. And being water-based, it's not going to clog the pores. I actually custom blend foundations for people, so that makes it even fun too. So
Wow.
some will need hydration. Some people with oilier skin won't need me to add the hydration. Sometimes there'd be a tweak, whether they have dull skin or they have a lot of redness or whatever, and I can actually add pigment to the foundation. But on the Tammy Faye thing, it should feel like it's your skin. It should not feel like you're going to get a coating of foundation on your hands. It should just feel like it's your normal skin. So that's a really key thing. Being on camera, it should be an HD foundation. So when that light's coming down, it reflects and complements you rather than showing everything.
Right.
I recently had a client and we had to adjust her foundation. So she kind of used her old one. We wiped it off on her cheek and then I adjusted the pigment in their foundation. We put that on and this side looks smooth. This
Wow.
side showed all the pores and all the things she didn't want to see. So
Wow.
those are really things to think about, is the quality of the foundation that you're using as well. As far as the skin, I like to do a consult, whether it's virtually or in person. And I have things where I have them send me photos and certain lighting and all of that. Um, and so we can really kind of evaluate what to do. For some people, it can be as simple as getting them on a good, natural, effective skincare. I always like to start smaller and then gradually add, because otherwise, especially with someone like you, because you're using such a small regimen, if I offered you this much, you'd be like, and
Oh
when
yeah, and
I
it would
first
just,
started,
yeah. What would happen is I'd buy it all, and it would literally sit in my. I've done it. Mary
yes,
Kay, Amway, you name it, they've sold it to me, and out of kindness, I bought it. But I could tell you right now, I have a one of those storage containers full of stuff that I've bought over the years, all kind of moisturize. I'm not. The routine is too intense. I don't think
yeah,
I'm ever going to get to a point where I am putting on, two different kind of moisturizers. And look, half the time I fall asleep in this little bit that I do wear, let alone my husband wakes up like, what is all this crap on our pillows? I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot to wipe off my makeup. I fall asleep in it all the time. So to do a
yeah,
big intense regimen wouldn't work. And I agree with you about that. Some
right,
people give
yeah.
people too much to do.
Yes. Yes. It's like I always tell people, like, I could sell you all this stuff, but I really like to see you cleanse, tone, and moisturize. That's my goal, twice a day. And I'll encourage you and I can coach you along the way. But if we can start there, and if you want to add something else, that's at your discretion. If there's something else you're looking to achieve. But that's what I try to do.
Right.
Once you're on that routine, then if you want to add that eye cream, the exfoliation, or whatever, we can do that. Same thing with makeup, starting small, getting a little routine so you understand your skin, where you should contour, all of that. And then we can add more things as you desire, colors or whatever. But that's, I think, really important. And so a lot of people, quite a few people, actually, it'll clear up with a good, simple regimen. It depends on how deep the pores are filled.
Mm-hmm.
I have two different things that I use for exfoliation. One is a very gentle microdermabrasion that has 3 levels. I call it grit, but it's very gentle and it's clean. So that's really good for your skin health. And that sometimes just by the physical exfoliation of removing the dead skin from your face will help. Another one that it's my favorite, it's called a miraculous peeling gel. It smells like a fruit salad and you put it on your face. It's botanically based and you just go like this and you can, after like very shortly, feel the dead skin coming off your face. It's all that beaded stuff. That's actually your skin.
Right.
And that can help remove those top layers. The thing about exfoliating is it helps what you're using for skincare to work more effectively because it can get into those pores and work better. And for those that are even more so, I have a charcoal mask I offer, a pumpkin enzyme mask I offer. And on the flip side, if somebody's really dry, I have a divine collagen mask and all these melt masks and stuff that are really fun and yummy to use. So it comes down to analyzing their skin, getting some questions answered, some feedback, and so on to go from there. And standing beside them arm in arm and helping them heal their skin.
So we're going to get to that in just a second because I do want to ask you how does that work, right? How does the consultations work? How do we get a hold of you? I'm going to ask you all those questions in just a minute. But I have the burning question of the day, and that
Oh
is
gosh.
under eye bags, black circles, right? What do
Mhm.
you do for them? I've heard 1,000 things. I've read so much about the dark circles, how it could be from rubbing your eyes over the years from people who have allergies, because it creates little tiny bruises. A lot of it is hydration, allergy, sleep, and what was one other one that I heard that could cause the dark circles. But for people who, over time, as you age, somehow you get the puffy bags and the dark circles. So dealing with dark circles first, and then the bag second. What is your recommendation to deal with the dark circles?
I recommend a good eye cream. I mean, there are things that you can do by going to a good spa that you can do for services. They may have like oxygen masks that they can use, or wands and so forth to treat these things. Having a lymphatic massage of your facial area and your neck area can help too, to help that drain. But honestly, a lot of it is a good eye cream for the people that are busy. Like I don't have all 7 at home, but I still have 3, 4 at home. And so my life is still busy with working and taking care of kids and everything. So an eye cream to slap on there in the morning is so helpful. And it's got, a good one will help take care of all of those things, the fine lines, the wrinkles, the bags under the eyes, the fluid, and also the dark circles. And another thing that causes the dark circles sometimes is hereditary. It's your ethnic background. Certain ethnicities are more, what's the word? It just happens. I can't think of the word. Prone to having the dark circles under their eyes. And like my daughter is a quarter Korean, so she has the dark circles under her eyes too. When she uses an eye cream, it seems to help lessen the darkness under her eyes as well. But sometimes it might even just come down to using a lightweight, good concealer.
So a concealer might be the ticket, especially as you get
Yeah.
older. Somehow they just they get there or something. And then I think
Yeah.
hydration has something to do with it too. Some doctors say, but I was curious. Okay, so bags under the bags, the puffiness under your eyes. I know that in business, and now we're on the Zoom world, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Instagram. Like, we are more visible now than ever before. So whether you're in business or not in business, being visible is important. And I know that the
Yes.
puffy bags underneath your eyes is a huge concern. And it creates this intimidation factor, like, oh, I don't want people to see me, right? So what
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
recommend for people to help them with this issue around their eyes with the bag?
I think I'm going to go back to the same thing. The eye cream, a really good eye cream, a healthy eye cream that's not chemically based. And I mean, I have 2 that I can always recommend to my clients that I have no trouble offering because they work so well. So eye creams, again, if you wanted to go to a spa salon, lymphatic drainage in a facial is really nice because it will help the fluid drain from under your eyes. Internally, lots of water. Maybe finding out what your triggers are, in environments or what you might be eating. I have a lot of food intolerances that I've found that I had over the years, and I know that has helped my skin a lot by taking those out of my diet. So there's a lot of different avenues you can go, but as far as just skincare, those would probably be some of the best things I can recommend.
And what about men? Because I know we assume all this is for women, but men are on camera, and I know men put on makeup. When I watch the studios and I watch the news broadcast, they all get makeup put on, especially because of all the type of the cameras. Otherwise, it'd be like one big glowing beam and we wouldn't be able to see their faces or whatever if they didn't put certain kind of makeups on and concealers. What do you recommend for men who may not want to turn their world into a makeup routine, right? Because they're not in some fancy studio somewhere and somebody's able to apply it, but because they're in front of cameras, on podcasts, on Zoom, on Facebook, what do you recommend for men?
So I'm going to sound like a broken record with the eye cream, because if you get a good one that is based on nature, I really think is a huge thing. And it will make such a difference. It really will. When it comes to on-camera makeup, though, for all of these situations, again, the HD quality of a foundation and a concealer are important. I mean, I even have HD powder that I would apply. For men, if they were on camera and they didn't mind doing the makeup area, I would recommend I have a Photo Hydra concealer. We just match that, and it's very easy to apply to cover up anything. I usually, if they were on stage at a conference, we usually with men, you would apply a little bit of powder over their face, just the particular way the light hits, so they won't be as shiny if they have a little sparse area on their face. So it will make it so the oiliness or whatever, or the smoothness of the skin won't be as blatant and glaring as the light can make it. But again, a good skincare routine, it doesn't have to be a big deal. It can be as small as a good cleanser and a good moisturizer. I even have a couple of my guys using a certain cleanser, and I just say you shave with it and it's got enough hydration and you're not dry, so go with it, you know.
Now, do you deal with men in their shaving areas too? Like, men who have bumps. Do you ever get men clients who say, hey, what do I do about these bumps on my face from shaving? Or is that not a category that you help people with?
I haven't yet, but that would be more of maybe it would be more along of pulling, so they'd have to pull and open those pores. So maybe like a little dot of like a clay mask, because that is usually calms inflammatory responses and helps to relieve that so that the pore can open. But again, a good skincare, so it might be instead of one cleanser, I might recommend a different cleanser. But it is a big deal. I have boys. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Especially if they're going to move into the online world, the pores that get clogged, with from the beards. It's excellent. So, okay, Robin, tell us, how do we reach you and what does it look like? Do I call you up? Do I go on Facebook? Do I send you an email? Do I go to your website? Do I sign up? Is there a free consultation where you get to talk to me first? Tell me about what does it take for me to get a hold of you? So if I wanted you to help me with my makeup and skincare.
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook at Beauty by Robin Studios, and email beautybyrobinstudios@gmail.com. And I'm also on Instagram at the same name. Trying to keep everything all across the board. My website is not done. I'm still a work in progress, but definitely can reach out, email, contact me. Should I give my number on this?
Yeah, you can give the number on here, and everyone will know that all of these things, if you're on our YouTube, watching us now live on YouTube or watching us on YouTube, you'll see all of her contact information will be downstairs in the comments. And if you are listening to us on any one of their podcast stations, they'll be able to see them there. But absolutely, please feel free to give it out, the number that you want everybody to call you with. And if you're in our Facebook group, you'll also be able to contact her through the Facebook group as well. But please give it out.
All right, just a second. I got a new business number and still don't know it by heart. It's 941-919-5441 is my business phone number. And so, so where it would be our first time meeting, I definitely do not mind meeting you on Zoom, Facebook Messenger, whatever it would be, or a phone call. And we can just chat and see if we're a good fit, because I feel like that's important. Like, if I don't think I can meet your needs, I am more than willing to tell you I don't know. But if I do think I can meet your needs, I'd be more than happy to work with you. And from there, we can, obviously, this would probably be more virtual because I'm up in the state of Maine. And most of you are probably going to be everywhere else. We definitely can do that. I do, right now, I have it at $85 and it's a consult. There's certain things, questionnaires I send out, gather that information, then I reach out to you, we set a time. And from there, like I need photos and so forth, but we go over that. And then I evaluate your skin. And from what you've said, from what I see, and then I ask you questions. You bring to the table everything that you're currently using, brushes, makeup, skincare, whatever it might be. And then I try to help you achieve your goals. I send you an estimate, and this estimate will be the skincare that I feel like we have resolved to. And then I might let you know that we may have other things we definitely can add to help you achieve your goals. Excuse me. Also with makeup, I may put it all in there just so you have a list to print out. And then we can go from there and decide which parts of that you want to work with now. And then we meet again online and I walk through the whole steps, almost like you were here with me in person. Although I cannot grab the brush and adjust your hand, I can say, hey, can you do this? And I can do it on my end and show you how to apply it so that, you know, you can have the basics of knowing how to take care of your skin, the basics of your signature look for your brand. And like I said, from there, you can go on and add other things, and we can always do makeup updates at another time. But that's just so much fun for me. I love seeing people smile and feel confident. And I hope that when I do this with the women that I work with, especially, that I'm not just touching their skin, but I'm touching their soul and letting them know that they are beautiful, valued, and worthy. I
No,
think that
that's
is something
fantastic.
to know.
That is like so fantastic to have a, you know, a makeup look for your brand. I've never really heard of that, and that's pretty cool in my book. But then also to showing you how to use the makeup is very important. Although I don't wear a lot of makeup, and the reason I probably don't wear a lot of makeup or don't even play with it or don't even try it is because I really don't know how to put it on. The application, like I can figure out how to put on eyeliner and I could figure out how to put on a mascara. And I probably could use some tips on how to do those correctly to get the most out of whatever, or just what I'm buying, right? Just, you know, I buy it from wherever, but whether you buy it from Rite Aid or Walgreens or the Mac store or wherever, Sephora, there's so many types, you know, you'd want to narrow down to what's best for you, especially if you have allergies or conditions, eczema,
Yeah.
other skin things, right? So those would be
Yeah.
hugely important. And then the routine
Yes.
fits in with your day-to-day life. So I think that's so valuable. I know that being visible is important, branding yourself is very important, and the look of that brand is very important. And it sounds like you kind
Yes.
of help people with all those.
Yeah, I try to. I also have products that I sell and I sell them only because I truly believe in them. I feel that they give a lot of value for what they offer for my clients. And I have more than one brand because I feel like there's no cookie cutters. Everybody is different. And I feel like it's important to meet your needs, and whoever's needs wants to reach out to me and contact me rather than saying, hey, use this, have fun. I don't
So,
think that's good.
no, I think that's fantastic. So we're just about out of time. So I have one more question for you. And that is,
Okay.
what's the number one item that most people have the biggest challenge with that they come to you to resolve?
Foundation.
Foundation.
Foundation. It's huge. How it feels, how it looks, the color, because I custom blend. So um, it's hard. It's hard to find one that perfectly matches your skin, and you have to buy it to try it.
Right.
And then, you don't always, you can't get someone to custom blend it at Sephora that I know of.
Right.
And so finding that foundation that completely matches with your skin and knowing that, someone has your back. So, hey, Robin, it looks like a little light on me. I got you. We'll send you some brown so you can mix it in and we'll meet up when it gets there. And I'll show you how to do it. you
That is
know,
the coolest
it's just,
thing I've heard of in a long time. Somebody custom making your foundation, especially if you're in front of lights and camera. And you may need two kinds, one to wear around when you're doing in person, and maybe something a little bit added when you're going to be beaming, because these lights are all around us, beaming on us, even when we're in studios like this. That is pretty cool. Um, so you're going to be doing a webinar coming up all about foundations. I'm be looking for it, to listening to it, watching it. So make sure you send me the link so we can put it in when they come live. And we're just about out of time, but that's pretty amazing. Thank you. I've learned so
oh,
much
thank you,
today.
Cherise.
I have
Oh,
learned
good. I'm
so much
glad.
about my poor routine. I'm going to try to add some water to my life, and maybe one more day of some water, at least, and moisturizer. Right. So this has been fun. Well, Libby, thank you. Robin, I keep calling you Libby. I have a friend whose first name is Libby, and I keep going to Libby first instead of Robin first. So Robin, thank you so much for being here today on Chit Chat with Cherise. I loved our little chit chat. This has been fun. All right,
Awesome.
everybody.
Thank you,
So this is
Cherise.
Cherise Killian from Hustlepreneur Studios. This is Chit Chat with Cherise, and we will see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Oh, she kicked me out. I was just being interviewed.
So was okay outside?
Yeah. Oh, we're back on. Are you okay?
I'm sorry. I hate
Expecting a
when I
fast.
somehow I managed to